Alright, hello, we're going to take a little walk around the Great River station and talk about some mental health issues too that, I've been dealing with. We're in Great River. We're approaching the Great River station. There's the 3C bus. I believe that's one of the buses that goes through here. They use mini buses on there. A little shopping center here. Approaching the train station here. So there is 3C bus. I don't know why it's pulled over, but it's running a little early. I don't know if it didn't break down. Should be getting close to the train station. Nah, it's just dropping someone off. These mini buses on those routes. That's fine. Mini bus on 3C is fine, but they shouldn't be used on the busier routes. Almost to the train station now. It's a train. Oh, they're doing some kind of work, I guess. I don't know what. Of course, everything's clean and well kept here, of course, because we are on the South Shore, of course. The area of Long Island that actually matters to the powers that be is taken care of course. Alright, I think we're getting close. This is co-ops. I'm sure it costs a fortune. Yeah, this is the Great River train station here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to set up the camera and talk to you face to face if I really want to. We'll have to see if we can find a spot for that. Still have time. So here is the Great River train station. I'll catch my train going back. Actually started off in Ronkonkoma. Made my way down here. They're doing some work. May have something to do with that Optimum truck. I don't know what's going on here. That's weird. People don't know what to do. Hopefully there aren't signal problems. I hope not. I think they're just doing track work. They're always fixing the tracks here. There's an Optum. Yeah, you can see there's some workers in there working on the signals. There's Optimum, which I may be getting. I may be leaving Fios after many years because it's just getting too pricey. And my contract is up, so that's another thing. Hopefully we have a little private area we can talk to you. Here. Yep, you're on the South Shore. You see all the fancy cars. Everybody's got either a fancy car or a new car here. Whereas in the middle of the island, people don't have new cars. Alright, so it's platform 1A. Our train will be coming on, so it'll be this side. So it looks like they're doing some monetization here on the Montauk branch. Placing some bridges. They got buses substituting service east of Patchogue. We have train service here though now, so I don't think this affects me here. Their ticket machines have not been updated yet. Yep, got a BMW here. Yeah, only the best for the South Shore. Even this area. Now, this is new. This used to always be middle class over here. But recently, within the past couple of years, it's gotten very uppity. Because those who they just want to set up their own enclave on the South Shore for, their own kind, where everything's taken care of. While the rest of us have to deal with all the problems. No bumps here. Nope. It's nice and safe. Only the best. Only the best. I think I can't set up the camera here, so I need to do a little bit of that. Talk to you face to face about what's going on. So let me just talk to you about the state of my mind lately, because it hasn't been good. Well, today I'm feeling pretty good because I got to the Pine Barrens and had a beautiful hike on a beautiful day and got to see some fall foliage. But just, you know, depression, the environment you're in plays a big role in depression. And, you know, I did not expect, when I moved out of Westbury, I thought I was done with the ghetto scenes and the problems. And, you know, everything was great last year, but this year it's just like, this summer in particular, it's just gotten a lot worse in Mineola. And I know there are places that are much worse than that. I know that. People have told me, you know, that. But it's getting worse very fast. And the point is that it might get really bad. And, you know, this is all part of what I've been talking about, you know. And people, they don't understand that when you have the mental illness and you have the depression, when you're around such surroundings, it makes it worse. You know, it makes it worse, you know, when you get off that train and it's dark, it's desolate, there's just vagrants all over the place, there's no people, there's no life, you know, and, you know, it just makes the loneliness feeling that you have when you have this disease much, much worse. Now, if I had a girlfriend, a lot of this stuff probably wouldn't bother me nearly as much, but I don't have a girlfriend, and I have to handle it alone, and that's what makes it harder for me, and hopefully this thing is picking it up. I hope it's picking it up. It makes it harder. It makes it harder. It really does. Just this is, you know, I don't have some expert camera set up here, but you know, we have two different lives here on Long Island. You know, the South Shore is just every time I'm here. You know, yesterday I went to Belmore, and you know, because I had to get away. I couldn't go to Skidsville again. I couldn't deal with Skidsville again. I'm going to Skidsville way too much. And it's very bad for me being around that, and I had to kind of break out of it. It's easy to go there from Mineola. It's cheap to go there from Mineola, but it's not necessarily good for my health to go there. And I had to. I don't know if I'm blocking the mic when I'm holding this. It's not good for my health to go to Skidsville. All right, it's not good there. So I went to Belmore, and of course I hadn't been down to the South Shore for quite a while, and. The train ride there is so smooth. It's like a magic carpet train ride on that train line out to Bell. It's so smooth. The tracks, everything is just kept up and taken care of. Whereas on the main line, it's just falling apart. And it's nice to ride the train and not have to see the graffiti. It's just a much more pleasant ride riding on the Balboa line. It really is. You know, and here I am again on the South Shore because I don't want to deal with the middle of the island. You know, I have to avoid it as much as I can. You know, but unfortunately I live there, and you know, it's hard to always have the energy to go traveling outside of your area. You know, because your area is so depressing. But it seems like the whole middle of the island is just in a bad way right now. You know, and we're dealing with just a lot of vagrants, a lot of problems. However, I did see some encouraging sign. I did see the MTA police presence at the Mineola train station this morning, so that's good. You know, at least Mineola is a village, you know, but our village government just isn't doing enough, I don't think. I mean, they mean well, but I just think they're worried about kind of going against a certain demographic, and they really need to, because that certain demographic is trying to basically price us out. This is how they get rid of us. They price us out. They cut our services, they ruin our towns, and then the only places that the quality of life is good that are left are only for their own kind in their enclaves. And those of us who have mental disabilities or in housing programs aren't allowed to live there. So this is the way they want to get rid of us and make us go to New Jersey. And, you know, I don't want... Why should I have to go to New Jersey? Why should I have to go to New Jersey? I don't want to go to New Jersey. I don't want to move to New Jersey. It's hot there. I don't do well in the heat. And, you know, reality is, you know, it's going to be very hard to move. It's going to be very hard to move. Emotionally, it's going to be very hard to move, but also, you know, I got to go up against my agency, and they're not going to want to move me again. All right? And that, I feel like sea breeze coming in now. They're not going to want to move me again. You know, they're not. I'm up against two major things here. My agency, it's not going to want to move me, and then number two, the areas that I'd like to live in on the South Shore, they're not going to let me live there. And so I will have to create a massive social media campaign. I will have to get a lawyer, somehow get a lawyer, and fight. Because I'm not, people like just give up and move Long Island, move away from Long Island. If I move to New Jersey, I'm not going to be really that much happier either. All right, then I'm away from my family. The only family I have is here on Long Island. Then I got to deal with the heat, and I got to live in a place that's going to be harder to get around. You know, I don't want to go there. I don't want to have to live there. You know, I mean, what I really want is just the middle of the island to get taken care of, to stop this decline. You know, but that's not happening, and it just feels like we just constantly get ignored, and every week there's more and more vagrants showing up, more vagabonds showing up in our towns in the middle of the island. They're being dumped there, while the South Shore is still peaches and cream. It's still suburbia here. I grew up in suburbia. I don't want to live in like an urban environment, and it's Mineola is turning into a very urbanized, it feels like, and not in a good way, kind of environment. Urbanized like Jamaica, all right? You know, kind of, so, you know, it's just what I saw last night was just, I'm just fed up. I'm fed up. What am I going to do next? Well, here's what I'm going to do next. I do want to go to the county legislature and speak about this because, like I said, I'm not letting Mineola turn into a ghetto so fast, all right? A lot of people, you know, I get annoyed because a lot of people just rather give up and be quiet, just move. That they don't want to move. They just let another town fall. They just move and that's it. What about those who can't move, like me, all right? People in programs can't just move of their own free will whenever they want. It just doesn't work that way. It's very hard. It takes many, many years to get that to happen, all right? And, you know, you know, people just like to take the easy way out. They don't want to fight. They just want to be quiet. They don't want to make videos. They don't want to call their elected officials. They don't want to go to the public meetings or the committee meetings. They don't want to make phone calls. They don't want to get involved. They just want to forget about it, and they just leave. But those of us who can't leave are stuck with the problem. So if you're living in one of these middle island towns and you're thinking about moving away, and you're making plans to move away, think about the people who can't move away. Think about people like me, all right, and all the other people who are on limited incomes, who can't just move of their own free will to any place they want to go, right? Because it just, you know, you got to think about us. You got to think about what we're going through. I'm going to keep this going until my train comes, or at least another 10 minutes or so, because I don't think most people watching my videos really get it as to how the situation is with me. You know, they don't understand that I'm getting so sick that literally every night I spend hours and hours trying to get to sleep, and then what winds up happening is because my stomach gets upset, I wind up having acid reflux, which is very unpleasant. You could look it up, all right? Because my stomach is tied in knots and nervous about everything happening. You know, I'm depressed. I feel like crying every day. Yeah, and I am seeing a therapist again. But I'm not seeing therapists like I need to see a therapist. And the other thing, of course, is that the therapist can't, every day, no matter what happens, every day I have to go out my door and see these problems. I have to pass these problems every day. There's no way to avoid it because I need to use that train station to get around. There's no way to avoid it. So, you know, you could take nice bus, but nice bus is a whole nother headache on its own right. You know, there's no way to avoid it. You know, and then I have problems with where I'm actually living itself, because there's not supposed to be smoking in my building. I can't deal with smoking, and I'm telling you this. I've had on and off a neighbor who smokes. He's not supposed to smoke in there. The landlord has left notes to tell him not to smoke, but yet he's still in there smoking. And what's worse about it is sometimes it gets into my apartment, gets in the hallway. But what he did when it was when the first complaint went through, what he did was he wound up putting a fan in his window to blow suck the smoke, cigarette smoke out, blowing out his window, which happens to be right next to my window. And guess where that cigarette smoke goes? Right into my window. So that's what I'm dealing with, all right? And that's something I'm not going to put up with legally. I have a right to clean air, and this man, obviously, he doesn't care about my right to clean air. and going to smoke outside like other people do. There's clearly no smoking in the building. There's no smoking sign, and most places have laws against smoking in multifamily, apartment buildings. This is not a house; it's an apartment building. All right, so there's supposed to be laws against that. So I don't know who to go to about that. I've gone to my my housing worker at my clinic, and the people, they don't get back to me there. They don't get back to me. They don't seem to get how these things bother me. So this is what I'm going through. Do I want to move? No, I don't want to move. All right, but I may have to move if my condition continues to get worse as a result of living where I'm living. If things don't get better, I think the election is going to be a turning point. We're going to see what happens. But if things don't get better, if these Wall Street people continue to get the amount of power that they get over us and demand the best and then ruin our town, then I'm going to have to try to move. But I'm telling you, if I have to move, moving to New Jersey is not my first choice. And no, I'm not moving anywhere else in the middle of the island. I will move to the South Shore. And I have every right to live there. I don't care. I know that people are going to thumbs down. They thumbs down all my videos, this demographic. I don't understand what the hell the problem these white finance professionals have. I really just don't understand what their problem is with me. All right? Because I'm talking about the corruption, they probably just want me to be quiet about it. And then they don't feel like I have a right. You really think about what you're doing. You're denying another person happiness. You're denying another person a place to live where their condition can drastically improve and they can have a better life. And you're denying that. I think that's pretty damn mean. All right? That's just mean. It's mean. This is the main beef I've got with this demographic, is that they only want to be their own kind, and they demand the best for their own kind, and they could care less about everybody else. It's just like when there's problems in Babylon, or we want our residents to feel safe. What they should say is, we have problems at Babylon, it's problems all over the Long Island Railroad system, and we all deserve to be safe. But that's not what they say. They say, only we deserve to feel safe. This is the problem. They only care about their own kind. And then somebody with... The truth is, for those with mental disabilities, we have a right to have an environment. It's not like we're asking to live in some fancy hoity-toity place. Those towns were always middle class for the longest time, and only in the past 5 years, I would say about 5 to 7 years, those South Shore towns got upscale. All right, and then they took over. All right, but there's still people who live there that are actually middle class that were there before these people moved in. So yeah, you could still be in Belmore and Montauk and Merrick or Seaford or Massapequa Park or Rockville, Sarah, and Lindbergh, and find middle class people. Those are your long-time residents. But all the new people moving in are all from all these finance professionals, and this is all part of the game. My plea is this: why can't we just live together? Let's just cut this out, man. Cut this out. Let's just all live together, man. Everybody, you know what I mean? People who need good transportation, people who need uplifting places to live, and cooler places. The South Shore is cooler for somebody who can't take the heat with me, like me. Why deny us the very things we need so we can be better? That's like denying a person air. That's like denying a person food. You're denying a person happiness. And that's just pretty damn cruel. And I'm sorry if you're going to continue to thumbs down my videos, snobs. That's why you're snobs, because you only want to, because of the way you act. It's not because of how much money you make. It's not because of how you dress. It's not because you're finance professionals. It's because you only want to be with your own kind. And then you won't let other people who need to live in the towns you live in, where the services are better, you won't let them in. And then you demand the best and say, screw everybody else. You only care about your own kind. That's the problem I got. I've said that a million times before. But as far as my mental health goes, I have to try to just focus on what I love to do, and that's hiking, getting outside more. It's hard, but in the meantime, it's what I have to do. And in the long term, I have to really think about the possibility of having to move out of Mineola and If I have to live on if I want to move to the South Shore, then that's where I'm going. But I'll tell you this, like I said, I'm not moving away from Long Island so fast. I know that's what a certain demographic would love, but it's not happening. I'm not leaving the island just yet, all right? But it hasn't reached the point where I've completely given up on the middle. It hasn't completely reached that point yet. I still think we can speak up. We can do something about it. And if Joe Saladino gets defeated on Election Day, that'll tell me that people are waking up and doing something about the discrimination against the middle of the island. But if not, and people just continue to do, then it looks bleaker and bleaker for the middle of the island. But I think it's really unfortunate because the middle of the island has so much to offer. You know, it's safe from hurricanes. It's a central area. You know, the train, you have the main line connects to so many different parts of the railroad, whether it be the Oyster Bay line, whether it be the Port Jefferson line, whether it be the Ronkonkoma line, and even the central branch, the Montauk Line. You know, you have all your major shopping malls, all your major employment centers there. The county seat for Nassau County is there. This shouldn't be happening at all. This shouldn't be happening at all, and I really hope people wake up soon, you know, as to what's going on. As far as my mental health goes, I just want to let you know how I'm doing, and that, you know, when you're, let's see this, how much time do I got? All right, I got 6 minutes. So, again, you know, everybody deserves to live together. You know, you know, as far as these bums go and these people that are unstable, you know, if you're going to break the law, you need to be in jail. But these people need help. They need to be institutionalized. But unfortunately, the state, it all starts with us demanding better government. And right now, we're just not getting that. We're getting government that only cares about a certain demographic. And like I said, as far as my mental health goes, you know, I have to look out for my mental health, you know, and, you know, I'm really depressed. I have to really try to make an effort to get to the Pine Barrens and get outside more, get away from the middle of the island. What plane that is up there. Might be an arrival into, it's a Southwest plane, all right, 737, going into MacArthur there. You know, that's what I have to do. I have to focus. When I lived in Westbury, that was my coping strategy, just get away from the area. And that's what we have to do all over again. Now, I'm going to leave it at this, that I'm still grateful. Mineola is still a lot better. It's a much better place to live in Westbury. All right, much better. All right, but the signs are there that it's in trouble. And hopefully people can get involved and demand some action from the government. They're supposed to protect us. They're supposed to keep us safe. We got to get these bums off the street, one way or another. All right? With that, I will always look out for my mental health first, you know, and it's never going to get to the point where I'm, you know, unfortunately a lot of people contemplate suicide, but I never do that. There's just way too much to live for. Yeah, we got the preppy crowd here. Yeah, we're on the South Shore. That's what you get. But we all need to live together. Whether you're preppy, whether you're not preppy. Let's cut this out. All right. Let's have compassion for each other here. Stop this selfishness that's going on. I think a lot of it has to do with that. You know who. You know who. I'm not going to mention his name, but you know who it is. You know. Because I'm telling you, I think it's gotten a lot worse since he got elected, too. That's Trump. I'm telling you, it has gotten so much worse with him. This guy has got to be, I said his name already, but Trump has got to be out, right? He's got to be out. Yep, you can see, you got your luxury cars here. That's the demographic that lives here, but why can't everybody live here? Why does it have to be just them? You know, let's just cut this out already, all right? I'm not saying you can't drive a luxury car, but, you know, just let's live together. Let's stop this already. And the people who need mental health, need a good place for their mental health, they have a right to be in that place. you don't have the right to tell them they don't have a right to be there, right? Because there's a lot of people out there that are in trouble, all right? And like I said, we have a mental health crisis in this country right now, and a lot of it has to do with the president, all right? Trump has made hate, he's made discrimination, he's made all the things that we supposedly got rid of when the civil rights movement happened. He's bringing all those days back, all right? And we got to get him out, all right? So I'll roll till the train comes here. You can watch the train come in, and then I'm going to wrap this up here at Great River. Is there a station house here? It's not much to this station, really. It's nice, though. I mean, there's no vagrants. It's safe. Everybody deserves to be safe, all right? And Long Island is a beautiful place. It has its problems, but I still don't want to live anywhere else. I mean, we still have we still have our beautiful pine barrens. Even walking through Connecticut, where there were southern pine beetle outbreaks, there's still a lot of pines that made it. They're survivors. And I got to be a survivor. And stick it out. And be tough. And it's hard because it's not my personality. I don't have a tough personality. But I think the pine barrens would want me to keep fighting. My mom would want me to keep fighting. All right? And I have to keep the fight. The fight continues, as my good friend and colleague Matt Camper always says. The fight continues. Train should be pulling in any minute now. It's a little late, actually, the train. It's a little late. It should be coming soon. I don't know. Last time I took this train, it was late, too. This train's always late. And what winds up happening sometimes is they don't hold the semi-express at Babylon. This train is always late. I think it's because of track work. I don't know what it is. It's always late, this train. But see it come through in a minute. It's not much to the station, but it's nice just to be at a station and not have to, to feel safe. Everybody deserves to feel safe. And when you have mental illness, depression, anxiety disorder, and panic disorder, and you're around things to trigger that, like what you see in Mineola and in the middle of the island with the bums and all the problems, it makes your condition worse. This train's still not here yet. It's been stuck at arriving at 1 minute for a while now. I don't know what's going on here. Hope we don't have a problem. Oh, look who we have. The MTA police are here. Is that the MTA police? Oh, it's a park ranger. Town of Islip park ranger is here. See, but it's all taken care of. That's what I mean. It's all safe for them. I make sure there are no vagrants here. The train's pulling in now, so it's pulling in. We're gonna watch it pull in, and then I'm gonna get on board. Yep, park ranger. I don't know why there's a park ranger, but anyway, that's what I mean. So these people can feel safe. So that'll wrap up this video as I get on board the train here. Just watch it. Come in. Thank you for watching us. As Roy Rogers would say, happy trails.